Imagine meeting someone who seems to enter your life like a force of nature, magnetic, intense, undeniable. You feel seen, understood, and profoundly drawn to them, as if every hidden pattern in your life has led to this moment. And yet this connection doesn't last. It fractures, it hurts, and it leaves you questioning, why would life bring someone so powerful into your world only to take them away? Today we dive deep into that haunting question through the lens of Robert Greene's understanding of human nature and the timeless observations echoed by strategists, philosophers, and modern psychologists. You're about to discover that the relationships you are not meant to keep might just be the ones your character most desperately needs. This is the story of you, your hidden motives, your transformation, and the invisible forces of human nature that shape who you attract and why. And stay with me until the end, because the final insight might just change the way you see every relationship you've ever had. Before we begin, if you're drawn to exploring the deeper layers of human behavior through philosophy, psychology, and timeless wisdom, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Your engagement helps us reach more people seeking a deeper understanding of themselves and others. Let's begin. Think back to someone you loved or thought you loved deeply, but it didn't work out. What if I told you that you didn't meet them by chance? That their role in your life was never to stay, but to expose something within you? According to Robert Greene, every person we meet reveals not only who they are, but the hidden forces driving our own behavior. We are constantly influenced by motives, insecurities, ambitions, and emotional patterns that remain invisible until someone activates them. These relationships, painful, intense, and often short-lived, become powerful catalysts. They expose weaknesses we believed we had mastered, or ones we never realized existed. You might wonder, why would life send me pain in the form of love? But maybe it's not pain. Maybe it's revelation. When you meet someone who exposes your hidden nature, what's truly happening is a confrontation with the parts of yourself shaped by childhood, past experiences, fear, ambition, or society's expectations. You are not just falling in love with a person. You are confronting the deepest patterns that govern your life, and the people who ignite this process, they're not meant to be your forever. They're meant to reveal what has been controlling you all along. This is what Robert Greene repeatedly emphasizes throughout his work. We project our unmet desires, fantasies, fears, and ambitions onto other people until we mistake our own imagination for reality. You don't just see them. You see your own unmet needs reflected back through them. Have you ever been inexplicably drawn to someone who was emotionally unavailable, or to someone who stirred a part of you that felt both terrifying and thrilling? These people represent not love in the conventional sense, but transformation. Robert Greene reminds us that the greatest transformations rarely come through comfort. They come through confrontation with reality. And in that light, life isn't cruel for sending someone you cannot keep. It is strategic. It places before you the person who exposes your blind spots, not to destroy you, but to strengthen your awareness. That moment of devastation when the relationship ends, that's not the end. That's the beginning of something far more valuable. The return to self-mastery. Because let's be honest, there are parts of ourselves we would never confront unless another person forced them into the light. Sometimes we need the friction, the heartbreak, the longing. These experiences become the pressure that shapes character and sharpens judgment. These people force us to ask the questions we've avoided for years. Why do I give my power away? Why do I crave validation from those who withhold it? Why do I feel unworthy when someone doesn't choose me? And when you sit with those questions, not in blame, but in ruthless self-observation, you begin to reclaim the hidden parts of your character. You begin to see that this person didn't ruin you. They revealed you. Many of us miss the message because we're so caught in the pain of the loss. We cling to the illusion that this person was the one when, in truth, they were the catalyst. They were sent not to fulfill the fantasy, but to destroy it, so that something stronger, wiser, and more grounded could emerge. You were never being punished. You were being prepared. And now I want to ask you something that may be uncomfortable but necessary. Is there someone in your past who left and yet never really left your mind? Not because of who they were, but because of who you became when you were with them. What part of yourself did they expose? And have you fully mastered it? Or are you still chasing the ghost of a lesson unlearned? Let this be your invitation to reflect. And comment below if there's a story you're ready to release or a realization that just clicked for you. Your insights could illuminate the path for someone else walking the same journey. And remember, we're just getting started. In the next part, we'll dive into why these connections often feel destined, even inevitable, and why that doesn't always mean they're meant to last. We'll explore recurring human patterns, psychological archetypes in a modern strategic sense, and how your hidden nature uses relationships to shape your evolution. If this first step stirred something in you, stay with me. The truth gets deeper. What if the most intense relationships in your life weren't accidents, but powerful assignments? We often speak of fate, soulmates, and divine timing, but rarely do we understand what lies beneath these concepts. Robert Greene teaches that human behavior is driven by deep psychological patterns that repeat themselves across generations. And nowhere is this more apparent than in those connections that feel like destiny, but end in devastation. You may have heard the term soul contract. It's the idea that before we are born, our souls choose certain people to meet, sometimes not to love them forever, but to learn something eternal. Robert Greene might not use those words, but the principle is remarkably similar. He explains that human beings unconsciously repeat emotional patterns, attracting the people who expose their deepest weaknesses, desires, and unrealized potential. We all carry recurring psychological roles shaped by our experiences, ambitions, fears, and desires. And in relationships, these patterns awaken and collide. Have you ever met someone who felt like home, even though they were chaos? Someone who made you feel electric but also unsteady? That's not just chemistry. That's the collision of unconscious emotional patterns, a battle between the person you believe yourself to be and the person your hidden nature is forcing you to confront. When you meet someone who shakes your world, your deeper nature is speaking. It's telling you, look here, this is where you've hidden your greatest weakness and your greatest opportunity for transformation. And often the people we are not meant to stay with are the ones who hold the key to these hidden parts of ourselves. But here's the paradox. The stronger the emotional pull, the more likely the relationship is to collapse under its own weight. Why? Because powerful emotions distort perception. They belong to the realm of fantasy more than reality. When projected onto real people, they blind us to who that person truly is. We don't see the person. We see the fantasy, the rescuer, the redeemer, the one who will finally make us whole. But no human being can carry the burden of becoming someone else's salvation. This is why these relationships so often burn bright and end abruptly. They are not meant to be lived forever. They are meant to be understood. We chase the fantasy. We believe that if we had done something differently, they would have stayed. But here's the truth. They didn't come to stay. They came to transform you. Robert Greene repeatedly shows that the most dangerous illusions are the ones we create ourselves. Falling in love often means surrendering to a fantasy that reality can never fully satisfy. But the real work begins when the illusion fades, when the person we imagined becomes simply another imperfect human being. That's when the relationship either deepens into genuine connection or dissolves, having fulfilled its psychological purpose. So ask yourself, what story were you trying to live through them? What need did they awaken? And is that need something they could truly fulfill? Or was it always yours to recognize and master? Here lies the essence of Robert Greene's philosophy: reclaiming your projections, taking back the power you unknowingly placed in someone else's hands. When you do that, the heartbreak becomes valuable. The pain becomes a gateway to greater self-awareness. You move from, why did this happen to me, to what did this reveal about me? And this shift changes everything, because we're not just here to find someone. We're here to understand ourselves through others before ultimately standing on our own. Still, the question lingers. Why does life make it feel so real, so deep, so irreplaceable if it's not meant to last? The answer lies in the way human nature teaches its greatest lessons. Not all love is meant to last, but every meaningful relationship is meant to reveal something. Life works through longing, through loss, through emotional tension, and through encounters that force you beyond the comfortable version of yourself. You don't grow when everything is easy. You grow when something breaks your illusions, when the foundation cracks, and you are forced to rebuild from within. These life-changing relationships are designed to accelerate that process, to destroy your fantasies and pull you closer to reality, but only if you're willing to confront yourself honestly. Robert Greene teaches that true mastery requires confronting the hidden forces within your own character, and relationships are one of the most powerful ways to expose them. Every love, every heartbreak, every emotional trigger carries a message about who you are becoming. The person you couldn't keep was a messenger, not because they were perfect, not because you failed, but because life needed to reveal something through them. And now that they're gone, that lesson still remains. The question is, will you learn it, or will you keep chasing another version of the same experience, hoping it ends differently next time? This is the fork in the road. One path leads to repetition, the other leads to transformation. Which one are you on? Let's go deeper. In the next part, we'll explore the unconscious patterns that keep drawing you to the same kinds of people and how to break the cycle. We'll talk about attachment theory, childhood conditioning, and how to rewrite your relational blueprint from the inside out. If this resonates, leave a comment below. What recurring role do you think you've projected onto others in the past? The rescuer, the savior, the protector? And what did you discover about yourself when that illusion collapsed? Your story matters, and someone else may need to hear that they're not alone. Stay with me. The most important insight is still to come. We often speak of love as if it were a mystery outside of us, something to be found, something that just happens. But what if love, especially the kind that wounds us, is not random at all? What if you're not simply meeting people? You're meeting parts of your own nature reflected through another person. The people you're drawn to, especially the ones you can't keep, are not accidents. They're patterns, they're reflections, they're coded messages from your own psychology. And until you decode them, you will continue to live the same relationship in different forms over and over again. Robert Greene writes that everything that provokes a strong emotional reaction in us reveals something hidden within ourselves. That includes lovers, especially lovers. So let's talk about patterns, specifically why you attract the same kind of person even when you swear you're looking for something different. Robert Greene's understanding of human nature tells us that we are not fully conscious of our motivations. The conscious mind believes it's in control, but beneath the surface lie hidden motives, fears, desires, and emotional conditioning. And it is here in this unseen territory that our relational patterns are formed. If your early experiences of love were inconsistent, unsafe, or conditional, you learned that love must be earned, chased, or feared. And unless that pattern is understood, you will unconsciously seek out relationships that recreate what feels familiar, not because it makes you happy, but because it feels known. This is what attachment theory calls anxious or avoidant attachment styles, and what Robert Greene would describe as deeply rooted emotional conditioning that quietly shapes your decisions without your awareness. So when you meet someone who activates your attachment wound, who pulls you close then pushes you away, it might not be life playing games. It might be your own hidden patterns recreating a familiar drama, hoping for a different ending. But here's the truth. You can't rewrite the past by reenacting it. You can only change it by becoming aware of it. These relationships, intense, fleeting, confusing, are opportunities. They expose your blueprint. They show you what you believe about love, your worth, and yourself. You may say, "But I knew they weren't right for me," and yet you stayed. You hoped. You tried to prove your value. Why? Because your deeper mind wasn't seeking a partner. It was seeking resolution. It was trying to resolve what had never been resolved, to finally be chosen where you once felt rejected. This is the hidden script playing beneath the surface of your attraction. And unless you bring it into awareness, it will continue to direct your life, and you will call it fate. But when you become conscious of your patterns, something extraordinary happens. You reclaim your power. You stop seeing the person who hurt you as the villain and start seeing them as the mirror, reflecting your hidden vulnerabilities. You stop blaming life and start listening to what it is trying to teach you. And most importantly, you stop expecting other people to heal what only you can confront within yourself. This is where real transformation truly begins. You move from projection to ownership, from victimhood to self-mastery. You realize that the love you've been chasing outside of yourself is rooted in the respect and value you've been denying yourself. So how do you break the cycle? First, by observing your patterns without judgment. Become the observer of your attraction. Ask yourself, why did I want their attention so badly? What emotion did they stir in me? Fear, longing, unworthiness? What story from my past were they unknowingly repeating? Then acknowledge the wound, not by surrendering to it, but by confronting it. What the deeper part of you needs is not another person to rescue you, but for you to finally recognize, understand, and take responsibility for it. This process is not easy. It requires courage, discipline, and a willingness to sit in discomfort. But this is how you become stronger, because the people you are not meant to be with, they are the great initiators. They are the earthquakes that shake loose the truths you've buried. They pull your attention inward. They force you to confront yourself. In this light, heartbreak is not the end of love. It is its most transformative expression. It strips away illusion. It humbles the ego, and it invites a stronger version of you to emerge. As Robert Greene teaches, awareness is the beginning of every form of power. Let that sink in. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. It's about breaking the cycle of repetition and stepping into the truth of who you are so you can love from strength, not from need. So let me ask you this. What emotional script have you been repeating in your relationships? What would it look like to release that story and write a new one? Who would you become if love was no longer about proving your worth, but about expressing your strength? Take a moment, let those questions sink in. And if you feel ready, share your reflection in the comments. This is how we begin to transform, not alone, but together. In the next part, we'll complete this journey. We'll explore how to integrate these painful relationships into your personal growth, how to rewrite your hidden beliefs, and most importantly, how to open your heart again without losing yourself. Because the final insight is the most important of all, and it may just redefine what it means to be truly free. There is a moment after the heartbreak, after the pain, when silence returns. It's quieter now. The chaos has passed. The person is gone. And in that stillness, a question lingers. What do I do with this love that had nowhere to go? This is where the transformation truly begins. You've looked into the mirror of a relationship that did not last. You've witnessed your projections, your wounds, your hidden patterns. You've realized that life didn't send this person to complete you, but to awaken you, to call you back to yourself. But awakening is not enough. Now comes the deeper work, integration. Robert Greene teaches that mastery is not found in the avoidance of pain, but in the ability to confront every contradiction within yourself, strength and vulnerability, confidence and fear, love and loss. To integrate means to make room for all of it without clinging or resisting. It means holding the truth that someone can feel like your soulmate and still not be meant to stay. It means realizing that love does not always arrive in the form of a lifelong partner. Sometimes it arrives in the form of a lesson, a turning point, a mirror. And the most profound act of healing is not moving on. It's moving inward into yourself, into your truth, into the parts of you that were awakened by their presence. Because here's the truth. The person may be gone, but the parts of you they revealed are not. They are still here, and they are yours to understand. This is how you reclaim your story. This is how you take your power back. By becoming the one who gives yourself the discipline, the awareness, the confidence that you once searched for in them. By understanding that power is not something another person gives you. It's something you cultivate within yourself. The relationship may have ended, but its value doesn't need to disappear. Let it become fuel for your evolution. Let it become a bridge to deeper self-knowledge. Let it become a quiet promise you make to yourself. I will no longer abandon myself in the name of love. Because this is the final and most powerful insight of all. The person you're not meant to be with was never the destination. They were the doorway, a doorway that led you back to yourself. You didn't fail. You didn't waste your time. You didn't misread the signs. You experienced exactly what you needed to experience to expose the parts of yourself that demanded growth. And now that purpose is complete. You are free, not just from the person, but from the illusion that love must look a certain way to be real. Now you get to write a new story. One where love is chosen from strength, not hunger. One where your worth is not tied to who stays, but to who you choose to become, whether someone else is beside you or not. One where every connection has value, even if it ends. This is the liberation Robert Greene points toward. When you understand the hidden forces driving your behavior, you stop repeating the same mistakes. You stop confusing emotional intensity with destiny. You begin to live with clarity, discipline, and self-possession. So, what does this mean for your future? It means you'll still meet people. Some will stay, some will not. But you'll no longer confuse intensity with truth. You'll no longer chase what manipulates your emotional weaknesses. You'll recognize projection when it happens and reclaim your power instead of handing it away. You'll understand that every person you meet either teaches you something about love or something about yourself. You'll stop asking, was that real? And start asking, what did it reveal? And most of all, you'll open your heart again, but this time not because you need someone to save you. This time because you are finally strong enough to share who you are, not to fill a void, but to expand the life you've already built. So, as we close this journey, I invite you to reflect on your own. Who was the one you weren't meant to be with, but who changed everything? What did you learn not about them, but about yourself? What part of you became stronger when they walked away? And if you feel called, share your story in the comments below. Your voice matters, your growth matters, and your journey may become a guide for someone still lost in the storm. Life is not cruel. It is preparing you. It does not waste love. It uses it to shape you, strengthen you, and guide you back to your own power. So next time your heart breaks, ask not why is this happening to me, but rather what part of me is ready to become stronger. And you'll find again and again that the end was never the end. It was the beginning of becoming the person you were always capable of becoming. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration. If this message resonated, please subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with someone who might need this perspective. Your engagement helps more people discover the power of understanding human nature, timeless wisdom, and emotional mastery. This channel is a space for seekers, for thinkers, for those determined to understand themselves and others. If you're one of them, you belong here. Until next time, stay aware, stay disciplined, and most of all, stay true to your path. The greatest power you will ever possess is the one you build within yourself.